Hey folks, welcome back to another Prepping Data challenge in SQL. We're on week 12. This is a very long challenge. Loads of different techniques we'll be using along the way. We'll be manipulating dates, filling in blanks, all kinds of great stuff. With this one data set here about UK bank holidays, I've had to edit the data set to actually bring in the row number as well. The issue with this before, if you have just year, date, and the bank holiday, SQL will you can't always depend on SQL to output your data in the same format each time. So adding a row number here means that I can ensure that I can order this in a way that is structured in the file. Otherwise, you're going to have quite a big problem with this first part. Okay, step one. So we've got to go and fill down the years and create a date field for UK bank holidays. So we've got to go and fill in the blanks here. So this year 2022 needs to be populated for all these rows here. In previous challenges, we've done a running sum. In this time, I'm going to do a running max to then go and populate that year column. Okay, to fill in these blanks, I'm going to take the max of this year and then order it by that row number field. Okay, so you can see here that year is populated, and when it gets to 2023, it updates for 2023. Okay, we're going to need to now create a date from this. So I'm going to need to combine this year with this date and month here. And I can't use what I've got at the moment because this is a window function. So I'm going to need to put this into a common table expression and then call on it later to go and join this together to make a date. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out these blank dates. They're not going to be able to form a date in any way. Okay, those are gone. I'm going to use that date function to go and create a date from different parts. So I'm going to Okay, so I've gone and pasted a date together from first part dash the year as well. Now I need to go and actually convert this into an actual date that SQL will recognize. And I'm going to use that date function, but I've got to specify the format of this to handle this month being specified as 3 characters. Specify this format, so 2Ds, month, and then year. And that has now converted that into a date format that I can then go and manipulate using all those date functions in SQL. I'm going to be using this as just a date lookup for those bank holidays. So I've just simplified down that query and put in a common table expression I'm going to use to join my other tables later. Okay, step 2, combine with the UK new customer data set. So I need to go and join in those dates. So I've taken a look at this table and I can see that this date is actually coming through as text as well. So I'm going to need to do a date function to convert this date to an actual date recognized by SQL. That's looking much better. So I've got that date. Now I want to go and join in those bank holidays. Okay, so I've joined those two. So I have to join on this function, converting that to an actual date can be recognized to match with the date in the bank holidays. But I pulled in my bank holiday. This looks like it's working properly. I'm getting nulls, but not. Okay, so using this, I've now got to go and create a reporting flag. So we're not going to report on bank holidays, and we're not going to report on weekends either. What I need to do is go and find out that weekday, and I'm going to use a date function called dayname to do that. Okay, so to create this flag, I'm going to do a case expression, just going to do a check for the weekday and also a check for that bank holiday. Okay, so I'm just checking this. This looks like it's working. So when I get the bank holidays, yes, I'm getting no here as not a reporting day. Similarly, when I find Saturdays and Sundays, I'm getting no as a reporting day, which is great. So here I'm being a bit sneaky. I know that the weekends start with an S, so Saturday or Sunday. So I'm just saying take the first character here, uh, from counting from the left is equal to S. So if it's a Saturday or Sunday. Okay, for our non-reporting days, assign the customers to the next reporting day. So what I want to do here is I'm going to find all my non-reporting days, and I'm going to find all my reporting days, and then I'm going to compare the two lists and say which is your closest date. So if this is a non-reporting day, what is the next reporting day, and which one is the closest? Okay, so what I've done, just gone and put my previous query in a common table expression. Then I've gone and found all those non-reporting dates. So just running a distinct here, find me all that unique list of non-reporting dates. I'm now going to find all those reporting dates as well. Okay, so I've got my non-reported dates. What I'm going to do is go and join these dates back to my original data set, only having the reporting dates, and then find the minimum reporting date that is available. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group by these dates, so these non-reporting dates, and find which of these reporting dates here is the minimum for each of these dates. I've got to look up, so I've got all these non-reporting dates, and I now know which is the next actual reporting date. So I'm going to start back where we were flagging the different reporting dates. I'm now going to join to that lookup. In this case, I'm going to replace this date here with this date where I find it's not a reporting date. So where this is flagged as not a reporting date, I'm going to put this date. Otherwise, it'll be the original date. And as I've done a left join here, so the times where it is a reporting date, these columns are null. So I can use that coalesce function to convert my nulls to a different column. Okay, so you can see here that we're getting this date multiple times because it's the next reporting date for all those Christmas holidays. So now when I go to sum, I'll be summing up and I'll aggregate for this date here. Okay, so I've got those customers total up for the next available reporting date. Calculate the reporting month as per the definition above. Now this is a really tricky one. So what it's saying is that the last reporting date of every month is actually the first reporting date of the next month, which is part of this challenge of these kind of quirky reporting dates and reporting schedules. Just they've always done it this way. So what I'm going to do is work out what the normal month is going to be, and then work out what's the last reporting date for that month. I'm going to get rid of this aggregation for now. It's just going to add extra complications to this. Okay, so there's my month. They also want it in terms of month and year, so I'm going to add that in too. Okay, that's working. I'm going to aggregate this again, and then we're going to look about how we can find the last reporting date. Okay, so there's my table. So the way I'm going to find my last date is I'm going to do a maximum. I'm going to group by that month. Okay, knowing this, I'm going to bring this back into a query so I can then rejig the reporting month to be the next reporting month depending on this query. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is go and recalculate the month, but then with the exception that if it's the last date, then switch it to the following month. I'm going to use like a date add. I see what's going on here. So what I'm trying to do, I want to just check that the date add is working properly. So I thought I put it in the case expression, but now it's having issues because I'm mixing up two different functionalities here. So I'm going to go and wrap this up so it's a date, and then I'm going to go and add date add as another column. These are the cases I wanted to double check on. So in some cases where you have quite short months, I was wondering how SQL was going to handle this. So when it adds a month here, it's actually not going from the 30 to the 31st of Feb, which doesn't exist. It's going to the last day in Feb. So then that reporting month gets shifted over to February, which is what we want. Okay, filter out dates for January 2024, which I can do. Okay, that's enough. Okay, just filtered that out. Calculate the reporting day as defined by the order of days in the reporting month. So I'm going to want to do something like a row number or rank function here to go and pull out those reporting days. Okay, there we go. And we've got that strange function coming in. So first day in April, first reporting day in April was actually end of March. Okay, I'm going to put that in the common table expression, UK reporting adjusted. Next part, we've got to go and look at what's happening in the ROI data, Republic of Ireland. Okay, so we've got a similar table here to what we just made for the UK. First thing is we're going to be asked to rename the fields. That's straightforward. We do some aliases and then combine it with the UK data. Okay, I've given those all aliases for Republic of Ireland. So when it says we want to combine the data sets, judging by the output, we want to join these two together. So what we're going to have is all kinds of outputs. So we'll have ones where they match, ones where UK doesn't match to Ireland, and where Ireland doesn't match to UK. So we're going to need some common table expressions. So I want to be matching on this, whether this reporting date matches the UK reporting date. To make my life a bit easier, I'm going to convert that to a normal date. So when I do all these different joins, I don't have to keep using that function. Okay, so I'm sort of building up my output now. So I've got these dates that are matching across. What I could do is then go and capture everything that's in the UK but not in Ireland using a left join. So I'm going to do that. I've then also got to go and convert those nulls back to zeros. So I'm going to use coalesce again. Yeah, so I've got a few dates here that don't appear in Ireland. They're going to come up null for the reporting month, but zero converted to zero for the new customers. I'm now going to find those dates in Ireland that don't match any dates in the UK. Okay, so these are all my data for Republic of Ireland that doesn't have a matching date in the UK. Okay, so this is what we've got to do in these cases. So these dates don't align to a UK reporting date. What we've got to do now is go and find the next UK reporting date that will match this date. So we're going to be joining back to all the dates for UK and then finding the smallest one again. Undo. So I'm going to join to this table again. I'm going to give it a different alias, otherwise it won't join won't work properly. And I'm going to look for those dates there then greater than the Republic of Ireland date. Okay, so you see here that we're getting this date, but then we're getting all these other dates for UK that are greater than that. So I want to find the smallest one here, so the minimum, and then we can go and report on this. Okay, so I've got that coming back. That all looks good to me. So I'm going to go and put this in a common table expression. I've now got to go and align this with the other common table expression here, matching date. So I want that reporting month and the reporting day from the UK to come back, as well as I'm going to have to fill in for those UK customers. There won't be any data for these here. Okay, so I've got these reports now. I'm just going to go and tidy up this. So I'm going to union these so the dates that match and the dates that don't match. I'm going to get those looking the same in terms of content. Okay, so there's a column here for UK customers. I'm not going to include that. I'm going to include 0 because I don't want to double count these customers because they'll be counted in the matched data. Okay, so that's what my data is going to look like. I'm now going to union this to that UK data. And I'm going to use the union all. Okay, that all looks good. I'm going to put that in a common table expression. Create a flag to bind dates which have different reporting months in the two systems. So I've got to find where that date is different to that date. Okay, so I'm getting like a true false answer here. Though I know there are some cases where, yeah, this date is null, so I'm getting null back here. So I'm going to have to account for these. And I'm going to do that in a case expression. Okay, that looks good to me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and tidy this up for the output, and I think we're done. Okay, that all looks good to me. I think we're done. Wow, there was a lot going on there. A lot of date manipulation, date functions, common table expressions, so many. But we got there. This solution will be on my GitHub account. Check back for the next SQL challenge video. Bye.